What many people do not understand is that behavior and physiology are inseparable. We may intuitively know this, but we allow ourselves to override that thought process and approach behavior as simply an independent behavior that needs modifying. I'm guilty of this thought process myself. I love the concept that Dr. Stuart Shanker emphasizes when he teaches on self-regulation. Self-regulation refers to how people manage energy expenditure, recovery, and restoration to enhance growth. Self-regulation requires learning to recognize and respond to stress in all its many facets, positive as well as negative, hidden as well as overt, minor as well as traumatic or toxic. To manage stress, we need to first recognize the source of stress. Not all stress is bad. Some stress enhances growth. Thus, we must eliminate the stress that does not contribute to growth and keep stress that enhances growth for our children and our families. What is stress again? Stress is anything that triggers in the brain an expenditure of energy to maintain a state of homeostasis. Learning to fall asleep independently is a learned skill, and therefore is a source of stress. It requires energy to actively discover a state of calm, independent of sleep association or caregiver, although caregiver can help buffer the stress. This is also a stress on the family and caregiver, and if this stress that the family or parent are not willing to work through at the time, sleep coaching or sleep training will not be in the best interest of the family. This is a choice each family must make for themselves. Each family must choose if sleep training or sleep coaching is a stress that will ultimately enhance the growth of their child and family. When you've decided that sleep training is a worthwhile stress on your family and child, it's essential to optimize your chances for a successful, less tearful sleep training experience by managing your child's stress to maximize his or her ability to learn to self-regulate. Before ever using a behavioral method to teach your child to sleep, I encourage families to eliminate as many underlying stressors as possible for the following reason. When our children's bodies are experiencing too much stress, the body switches from parasympathetic mode, relax and recover mode, to sympathetic mode, stress mode, in which the limbic brain, fight or flight brain, is driving your child's brain and body. When the child is under stress, the limbic brain does not react rationally. The limbic brain is designed to fight or flee. This is why when a child in limbic mode is faced with an innocent request or gesture, the child may interpret the request or gesture as a threat due to the lack of reasoning in the limbic brain. As almost every parent can relate, this often happens with children at the store due to all the overstimulating lighting, brightly colored signs, and countless items. And at bedtime, because missing bedtime causes a number of stressors, just as we spoke about earlier in this course. What we are talking about is stress behavior. Stress behavior causes the limbic brain to fire while the hypothalamus, the thinking brain, is taking a back seat. Any punishment, rationalizing, coaxing will not do any good because the child is not able to access his or her rational brain while experiencing too much stress. The number one best thing to do to avoid that situation completely is to reduce as many stressors as possible. Because of the nature of limbic mode is not conducive to self-regulating, which requires the thinking brain, or advanced learning, which is necessary when learning to fall asleep independent of caregiver or sleep association. This is why I require that parents first learn if their child has any underlying health conditions, sensory processing disorders, sensitivities, and learn their child's natural sleep rhythm. Because any of these underlying factors can and do stand in the way of your child being able to self-regulate effectively. And instead of a successful sleep coaching experience, you will likely experience many restless, tearful nights if you do not first eliminate underlying stressors. In the next lesson, we'll look at levels of sleep independence and how to know that your child is developmentally ready.